Good morning, everybody, and today I'm at the Mark Twain House, and I will also be seeing the Harriet Beecher Stowe Center. She was the writer of Uncle Tom's Cabin, and of course I'm pretty sure you all know Mark Twain. So yeah, I got a couple tours planned this morning. I did book the wrong one for Mark Twain. I booked the children's tour. I didn't realize it, but luckily there was one slot left open for the 10:20 on the adult tour, so I'm squeezing it on that one and hopefully find out a lot of history. So I'm getting ready to start the tour.
Commons. He just uses the name Mark Twain when he's giving his lectures or writing his books. He takes the name from his career as a riverboat pilot. When you're measuring the depth of the river, Mark Twain means 2 fathoms deep, 12 foot deep. 12 foot deep is the minimum safe clearance for a steamboat to cross something without grounding out on it. So the name Mark Twain kind of means the least you can safely get away with, which is how he lives most of his life. When he moves here, the woman in that little gray house behind the trees there was the most famous author on the planet, Harriet Beecher Stowe. When he moves here, people are reading Uncle Tom's Cabin globally. Also, the Gillette family lives here, actors, writers, politicians.
So unfortunately, you could not photograph or video anything inside the Mark Twain house, and it's because of the age of the house. I was hoping that they would at least let you video it, but maybe they're worried about people taking the tour and putting it on somewhere else or something like that. It's understandable. Still some great history, a lot of great information, definitely worth checking out. So getting ready to head to the Beechman Stowe house and check out that tour as well.
So here in the dining room, we like to talk about Harriet's formative years. And I'll tell you why in a second. But Harriet was born in 1811 in Litchfield, Connecticut. And she's born to this man on the wall named Lyman Beecher. And Lyman Beecher is a very famous Protestant minister, Calvinist minister. And Harriet is the 7th of an eventual 13 children. And there are 9 of the 13 in that photo. Harriet from the front row all the way to the right. He picks up the Beechers and he says, all right, we're going out west. How fabulous is that? So Harriet moves out there. And it's here that Harriet starts to sort of discover her passion for writing. She meets a man named Calvin Stowe, who after 4 years will become her husband. They do marry. And the Stowe's firstborns are twin girls named Harriet and Eliza, after Calvin's 2 wives. She starts writing, and as you can see, she was a very messy worker. She was known to just sort of write sentences and then toss it over her shoulder and keep writing. And eventually, after lightning speed, about 8 months, Uncle Tom's Cabin is finished. And it's published serially in this newspaper known as the National Era, which is an abolitionist paper that comes out of Washington, D.C. And Harriet writes, I want to say 98% of the book in the newspaper. And when she gets to the last chapter, having been offered this publishing deal by Jewett, as I mentioned, she says to the reader, you know what, America, thanks for coming on this journey with me. You know, it was fabulous. But if you want to hear what the end of the book is, you have to buy the book. Harriet does write some domestic novels. Not so much like fiction, but more so like novels for the women of America. Here's how to keep up a good home. Here's how to raise children. And the bulk of these novels come after the Civil War and in her sort of retirement era.
So that was the Harriet Beecher Stowe house. So together, the Mark Twain and the Harriet Beecher Stowe house. And again, you couldn't take any video or pictures inside the Mark Twain house. They're both by tour only, so you can't just freely walk through the houses, or anything like that. So, but great tours, a lot of great information, great tour guides. Loved everything that they had to talk about within the tour, and definitely highly recommend both of these great historical sites. So don't forget to subscribe, like, tell your friends, and hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on our next adventure.